What's up, y'all? With Veterans Day coming up, we wanted to tell y'all a little bit about an organization that we've decided to partner with and try to help out. And they're called Boot Campaign. So they're an organization based out of Texas that pulls in funds, raises money to help veterans and their families. You might have seen back in September on our social media during Suicide Awareness Month, we were pushing a shirt they were selling that said "You Matter" on it to help raise awareness for veteran suicide. So along with those shirts on their website throughout the year, they sell other merchandise and these boots like I just put on here, which are some Reebok combat boots. They sell these and several other brands, Rocky and all kinds of stuff on their website. So what they're doing with this money that they're raising is they're taking it and they're providing personalized treatment for veterans and their families at no cost to that vet or their family. They provide many services for vets, but not just health and wellness. They have another holiday program called Santa's Boots, where they raise money and they'll go, if there's a vet and their family in need, they will take money that they've raised and go purchase Christmas presents, food, whatever they need for the holidays to help them get by. And so this year with Veterans Day, we wanted to try to show our gratitude to vets and active duty service members and try to help Boot Campaign accomplish their goals of helping as many vets as they can. So if you're wondering how you can support Boot Campaign, you can go to their website, which will have a link in the description of this video, and you can purchase products from them or merchandise or whatever. You can also go in there and see where their money is going. And in 2022, 91 cents of every dollar they made went to help veterans. So you know that the money you're spending with them is going to a good cause and it's going to where it's supposed to go. In addition to just purchasing products from Boot Campaign, also November 9th through the 15th, we're going to be running a sale on our website where at the end of the week, we're going to take 10% of all our sales and donate that to Boot Campaign as well. So you have two different ways that you can help raise money for Boot Campaign and supporting our veterans. So with all that being said, let's get to tonight's video.
Well, I'm down in here today putting up a new branch on this horizontal rub. This is actually the same spot that I messed up on a big buck there last year. Buck come in, worked the rub just perfect. Of course, I blew the shot. So I guess this year's redemption tour. Unfortunately, that buck got shot a couple of weeks after that on a neighboring property here, so he's not around. But there was a big brow-tined 8-pointer in here that was on this setup, and another real good 10-pointer that I passed up on this setup. And anyway, this limb, you can see it's a Scotch pine. You can see how easy the bark comes off if a buck was rubbing it. And then if you could smell it, it's got a real nice aroma of pine, and the bark is real soft. And then it exposes a white underneath of it there. It's the ideal rub limb. People that don't have success with the horizontal rub, I think a lot of people are using the wrong type of limb. A lot of people say they use cedar. Well, most of the people that use cedar are the ones that don't have a lot of success. So white pine I think would work. It's just not quite as good as a Scotch pine. I suppose other types would work, but if you got the ideal limb, they're just that much more apt to work it. But anyway, the main idea that the rubs don't really attract bucks from a distance, I don't think. Although occasionally they will. On this setup where I passed up that 10-pointer last year, he was just sitting there in the afternoon, he actually come running down off the ridge and run right to this rub and started working it. And I think the longer a rub is in a certain spot, they kind of get used to it being there. Bucks over the years will come back to the same spot knowing there's a real nice rubbing post there. But anyway, they're just set up in spots I would be hunting anyway. What I'm trying to do is just get better footage. I video my hunts and have for the last 10-15 years. It adds an element to the video if you can get real good footage of a buck. So it's better than if you could just hang a licking branch here. Buck would come up and maybe work the licking branch a little bit and beyond. Or if you have a horizontal rub there, they're more apt to stop and you know, I've had them get real aggressive working the rub, and it's just cool footage, and it holds them in the spot while you set up and take the shot, and gives me an opportunity to set the trail cameras so I can get a kind of reverse angle to me back in the tree, which is something new that I've been doing, and it's kind of hard to do. It's hard to set very high up in the tree and still get that angle where you can be in the shot as well as the buck. Anyway, that's the deal. I have several of these, and they're all pretty much the same setup, just on pinch points and travel corridors that I would hunt anyway, and mostly the last week of October, 1st of November is when they really use these rubs. The bucks are moving then and looking for a rub. So this one, I think it's the 29th of September. I'm putting it up about a week early. The weather's been real hot and dry, and we're supposed to get a weather change in about a week. And this is in a spot that I can hunt early, so I thought I'd go ahead and put this one up. Most generally I wait about a week later and put them up that first week of October, so the rub is still green and real sappy. It'll stay that way for about a month, but after about a month, they tend to dry out, and once they dry out, the bucks are less likely to use them. So we'll put this one up today and probably hunt it early here in that big cold front that's coming here in a week or so. Anyway, we'll get this rub up and head on. Well, that's pretty interesting. Actually, I put that licking branch there about 2 weeks ago and just checked the trail camera there, and I think it was actually that big 8-pointer with the long brow tines that actually worked that rub, I think just this morning. It's a real good bedding area back in behind here. He's definitely in the area, that's for sure. And he actually had rubbed on the old rub a little bit. He'll be happy to know there's a new fresh limb here. So anyway, we'll get the trail cameras up and get out of here. Put up a couple more of these. Like I say, it's the redemption tour. Like they used to say back in the motocross days, you're only as good as your last race. Well, you're only good as your last buck you shot at, and I missed him, so redemption. Well, back after it again here, I guess. Down in here, same spot, and almost the same day that I messed up on that one there last year. So we got a big change in weather. Slipped down in here. We set up the horizontal rub earlier in the same spot, and there's a big 8-pointer with real long brows. He was on there, and then there is kind of a non-typical looking buck that worked it there early October that almost looked identical to the one that I missed there last year, although that buck ended up getting shot there a couple of weeks after that. So it's a good spot in there. North wind, northwest wind cuts it pretty close, but it's in a place where you can see quite a ways up on the bottom there to the west of me, and if one's up there too far, I might try to call to him or whatever, and that's how that worked out there last year. So like I say, we'll call it the redemption stand. See if I get a chance to redeem myself. So a couple of good bucks in the area, and excited to get after it this year. So see what happens. How about that? Don't get any better than that. I don't even think it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon yet. Just read the script perfect. Come in, work the rub. Pretty tough one to pass up there, especially when I'm on the redemption stand.
I don't know, a lot of hunting left, and it's actually bigger bucks than that one down in here, so see what happens. But horizontal rub worked the way it was supposed to there. Awesome. How about that? Made a pretty good hit on him. He laid down right over here. He ran over there and stopped. And I saw him lay down, so just keep an eye on him here. I think he put his head down there. Yeah, I think he's done right there. Never went 20 yards, but I guess the redemption stand paid off. It's hard to believe, but that's almost identical to the buck that I missed there last year. Actually saw the buck last night. He was on this little bottom here. Got down here about 2 o'clock this afternoon, and I saw him up in there with a couple of does. I didn't really expect him to do it, but he just read the script. I guess sometimes it works out and come right in like that one did last year. He worked the rub quite a while and got a lot of footage of him, and thought, man, I just can't pass this up. I mean, how many opportunities do you get like that? Not very many, and made a good shot on him, so we'll give myself a minute to calm down here and go check him out. But, awesome hunt. And the horizontal rub worked to perfection. I kind of collected myself here a little bit. we'll go track him up. But awesome. Well, he actually knocked the rub over when he run off. It's pretty cool. I can see his white belly right here from the spot I hit him. Here's my arrow right here. It's pretty cool. Actually had 3 different trail cameras going. I don't know whether I got the shot on trail camera or not. I think my GoPro up in the tree died too, so it was kind of cold. And that is an awesome buck there. Heck of a rack on you. Yeah, I like those type of tracking jobs there. He didn't go far. I guess I did redeem myself from last year, so but just a beautiful, beautiful buck. Couldn't be happier. That's a nice buck. Getting him shot on the horizontal rub, but just kind of redeeming myself from last year for missing that buck on the same setup. Did, I don't know, a couple of things different, I guess. Took a rung out of the ladder stand, so I'm actually about 2 or 3 foot lower than I was last year. Been practicing with my bow. Actually turned it down a little bit, the adapt bow, and worked just perfect. I don't know what else to say. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Awesome hunt. I just wanted to say thanks to the hunting public boys for setting me up with this Bear Adapt bow. I really like it. Smooth. I'm not the world's best bow shot, as you guys probably know, but real easy to shoot, and got a smooth draw cycle that I like. Like I say, this is a 50 to 70 pound bow, and I probably got, I don't know, at least 10 pounds turned out of it. But it's still got to pass through on that big buck there at 20 yards. So thanks, guys. I'll see if I can get another deer or 2 with this over the years. Awesome bow. Thanks a lot. Well, get him gutted, got him tagged there. Go get the deer cart and try to get him out of here. I think my son's around, so have a little help anyway. So pretty cool. Good spot.